1,000 funeral flowers for a man who is still alive. These are people that genuinely need to be admitted into a psychiatric hospital.
Hey people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video is a video that I personally I didn't expect that I will be creating a content like this, but I feel like this is a big conversation we should have because I'm one of those people that knows and I've seen how the internet, our social media can actually destroy someone's life. So seeing this play out in real time, it just got me like thinking. Anyway, this video is a video about a Korea idol and that is going through a severe bullying where people are literally mourning his death while he's still alive. Like literally, this young man is 21 years old. He's alive, but people are sending flowers and treating him like he's dead. And this man is alive, seeing people consider him dead in a negative way. So if you don't understand what's going on, let me break down the story down. And sorry, guys, I might murder the pronunciation of certain names, which I'll try to limit the pronunciation of his name because I'm not a K-pop girl. I'm not into that K-pop idol, like not me. But the lessons and the story is very, very important. So there is this K-pop group, our K-pop idol group that is called RIIZE, if I'm not mistaken, and they are actually like a big deal in the K-pop industry, and they are trying to break into the international market, just like the what's the other one? The other popular one, see, I can't even think of it right now. But anyway, but they want to break out in the global market and the global industry, like the other famous K-pop group and all that. But apparently, before this group even became a thing, and they even become and all that, this young man had a girlfriend, and some clip of him doing certain things before this group was even a thing has come out, and now it's almost like they are canceling him. So what happened was that now this group is a thing, they're trying to go international and all that. Now old videos and pictures of him being intimate with his girlfriend, not even in the, like kissing his ex-girlfriend, and him smoking has gotten him removed from the group for over almost a year, for about 10 months and all that. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you really know the deep of into story, if you're into K-pop, correct me if I'm wrong. So these pictures came out of him smoking and him having a girlfriend, kissing his ex-girlfriend at that time. And now he was requested to leave the group because of that. That was about 10 months ago. But with the type of sensation they were trying to get globally and all that, I think people, there was a little bit of pressure on his record label and all that. And even his group members kind of want him back, and it was announced 10 months later that he was coming back, and it was like a mixed reaction because the global market, the international market for this group was super excited to have him back in this group, but the local Korea audience and all that, they were not yet having it. They were angry that he could even have a girlfriend, he could smoke and all that. And this plays out to the structure of how sometimes Korea and some communities are very strict, and the way some of us live our life and the way other people are living their life is really like really really different from it. And seeing that the global audience was excited having him back, but the Korea audience were like, no, we can't have him and all that. And in a space of 24 hours of them announcing him coming back to the group after 10 months of leaving the group, it was the company announced again that, you know what, he has been removed, he's not coming back to the group. But what has gotten the entire internet and what has gotten me triggered to actually post this video and talk about this is that now the Korea audience, the Korea fans are out there sending, like, if you know the Korea, if you watch the Korean movies and all that, you see that when somebody passed on and all that, they send these big bouquets and flowers just to mourn the person. These flowers were sent to the record company, like literally mourning this guy dying, like saying that he's dead, da 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 da. And what's more sickening is the fact that these K-pop fans go to these venues where this flower was being displayed, and they were taking pictures, dancing to TikTok videos, and literally celebrating his death. Why this young man, a 21 years old young man, is alive. And there are videos of him walking past this supposed funeral of him. And I cannot imagine how this has affected his mental health directly. Like, I can't even picture how this, like, I can't even imagine people mourning me that I'm dead when I'm still alive. Like, that's sickening. That the level of sickness that will allow any group of people to do this. And mind you, this fan base are young people doing this. I'm going to hold my thoughts. But let's go check out people's response to this whole drama. His name is, I don't want to pronounce his name because I'm going to murder his name. But yeah, it's really crazy how this has really gone left and all that. So this has gotten a lot of people talking, and this is getting an international response because it started off with the whole Korea fans, low key. But now a lot of people are really talking about this. Let's go check out their thought on this, and then I'll come back and share more of my thought. But please let me know what you think about this, and if you've heard the story, what are your thoughts? Like, are you into K-pop? Let me know down in the comment section if you're into K-pop. So let's go check out people's thought, and then we'll come back and talk more. Those are the flowers. Like, that's people celebrating it. That's sickening.
Sunghan is literally already out of the group. They already won, but they're still bullying. Just, just watch this. And mind you, like we know for a fact, we have pictures of Sunghan going to see these ads, so we know he goes to see them. Just watch.
来，哎，来吧，比上来。
Literally already out of the group. They already won, but they're still bullying. Just, just watch this. And mind you, like we know for a fact, we have pictures of Sunghan going to see these ads, so we know he goes to see them. Just watch.
来，哎，来吧，比上来。不是应该对着画
And
圈吗？
then
那画圈
you're
在哪
like throwing middle fingers like you're not siding with them.
拍完没有？拍完没有？
Over $100,000. Let that sink in for a minute. Over minimum $100,000. One funeral wreath costs around $90 to $130. At a minimum, the fans that sent 1,000 funeral wreaths spent almost $100,000 or over $100,000. Do you want to know why a lot of people don't take K-pop fans seriously, or why we have such a reputation of being insane? That is why. That is what people see. They don't see the good that we do. They don't see the helpful things that we do. They don't see the positive things that they do. They see you, the people who spent $100,000 on funeral wreaths because a dude had a life before being an idol. When you sit at home now and you wonder why K-pop is never taken seriously, just know you are the problem.
SM, you can never refer to yourself as a big three company, ever. You're a big bad wolf in the industry, and these are the people that you let have a one-up on you? These people. 1,000 funeral flowers for a man who is still alive. These are people that genuinely need to be admitted into a psychiatric hospital, SM. But they have the power in your company? You're on Billboard, SM. I know someone who said they're about to be interviewed by NBC News, and I'm not surprised if this gets any bigger, SM. You have embarrassed yourself to the masses. You have let toxic fans know that if they're just a little bit loud, invest a little bit of money, they can get whatever the want out of you, SM. And not even just SM. This is going to be an issue for the entire industry now. Oh, I don't like something? I'm about to invest in a couple of funeral flowers and stop. Toxic fans are about to become insufferable. K-pop idols watching this unfold are probably traumatized. All are complaining about, if I had to deal with some of you guys, I would have to, every time I have a fan meeting where I have to associate with y'all. But God forbid they fall in love in the future. You're gonna turn on them like this too? You're gonna wish. They're probably traumatized. I spent all of yesterday crying, and it's because SMU ruined the dream of a young adult who did nothing wrong. I am just a girl on the internet, Sunghan, but I hope you know that there are thousands of people that are actually normal, that believe you deserve a place in RIIZE. RIIZE will always be 7. It will never be 6. You did nothing wrong. You deserve love and happiness and to live your life like a normal human being along with your music career. And I'm so sorry your company and your fans failed you. Disclaimer, I don't mean all fans, just the ones in South Korea, especially in China, that really fueled this whole thing to start in the first place. You guys are probably sick of me yapping, but I'm just so sad and I'm so distraught that I can't do more but use my platform to say this.
So I've been looking into some of these OT6 RIIZE accounts, these Korean accounts, and let me tell you, they are so astronomically jobless. After reading their whole plan and everything like that about this past weekend, I feel gross. I feel like I need a shower. As soon as the news broke that Sunghan was returning to RIIZE, these weirdos went to the city to get protest permits. Because of the land, those paths in front of SM's building being city property, those wreaths were protected. They had to hire staff and around-the-clock security for this to be a law-abiding protest. Unless those wreaths were actually blocking somebody's path, they couldn't be removed. Those wreaths were between $90 and $130 a piece, and they bought over 1,000 of them. This is at least $90,000 of wreaths. If any of them were damaged or removed, the staff would replace them. Also planned to have 24-hour trucks in front of SM's building, but that was called off because the goal was achieved. He called all of SM's sponsors and advertisers and said they would not support any of their companies unless he was removed from RIIZE. Refunded any merch that they hadn't already gotten and returned anything that they could in his name. The main orchestrator of all of this was this account. They go over their whole, plan on this page. For everybody's safety, I think we need to take whoever runs that page and all of those girls who couldn't dance in front of those wreaths and put them somewhere where they can't hurt anyone anymore.
I am so upset. I'm so upset. This is so unfair. To be honest, I'm not like a RIIZE stan. I'm not a stan of anybody. Because as a Christian, I have decided to kind of step back from this whole stan culture. It's written in the Bible in Leviticus 26:1, I think, that you should have no idols. But you really don't need to stan anybody to be a decent human being. You don't need to be a Christian to be a decent human being and not send to a 21-year-old. As old as you are, this is embarrassing. Your big age. I feel like idolatry is the main problem in this whole thing. We are witnessing the highest form, the peak of idolatry. Because how comfortable can you be to think that you own an entire group of people? I get that you love them, that you want to support them, but girl, just because you spend money for them doesn't mean that you own their lives. Putting them on a pedestal where they need to be perfect is treating them as gods, but they're human beings. Human beings. They make mistakes, they live lives like you and me, they're human beings. They're not only hurting Sunghan, but also the other members who were supporting him and demanded his return. Why, if you really care about your artists, why do you go against their wish? And it's not only dangerous for RIIZE's career and mental, but also for the entire industry. Because if company starts bowing down to angry fans demands and requests, what is it going to be? Especially fans that are that extreme. Bullying. I completely understand why Sunghan decided to leave, but SM did nothing to protect him, and this is where I have a problem. Sending deaths. Do you understand? I'm going to speak as a Christian once again. Do you understand the spiritual meaning behind that? You're basically cursing him, wishing his days were numbered. This in 1,000 of them. What? How did you even think of doing that? What is wrong with you guys? They don't even understand what they have activated in the spirit realm. I don't even know either. But this is dark. This is dark. Saying that they're gonna bully him into do you guys see how insane that sounds? Are they out of their minds? Don't you have bigger fishes to fry, especially as women in your society? Why do you have such great ideas for bullying, but not to like change the state of your society. The Korean population is already dying. They're getting older. You should focus on making babies, not killing adults. Guys, and people that good looking and talented at that. There's so many things to be done, and you're focusing on that in that way. Please use your brain in a different way to help yourself. I don't even know what to say. I hope he gets the comfort and the support that he needs. That's all.
Cultures are clashing as K-pop is becoming more global, trying to pander more to an international audience. The values within the K-pop system and within Korea and within international audiences, they're clashing. And people are getting confused because what the happened with Sunghan? He was announced to come back. Everybody was happy. I thought everybody was happy. I know at least international RIIZE fans were happy because what he got kicked out for in the first place didn't make any sense to any of us. What he was doing, having a girlfriend, smoking a cigarette, all things done before he debuted, very normal. Very, very normal things. But I think that maybe smoking is associated with delinquency. And then also him being in a fairly intimate photo, she's literally just cuddling a woman in a bed. That was enough for people to completely turn on this man. Can you imagine putting in like years of like hard work to become a singer, to become a dancer, to become an idol, to become an entertainer, all for some old ass photos to completely derail your career because of the way people reacted to them? International fans are looking at this RIIZE situation being like, what going on? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, here's the thing. I feel like if you as a K-pop company, you are beginning to pander more to international audiences, you want to bring in an international audience, and you're also promoting a group like RIIZE. They're part of their marketability is their authenticity and how real they are and all that kind of stuff. You can't do this. You can't kick Sunghan out of the group for being normal and having his normalcy exposed. If you want us to believe that RIIZE is authentic in any way, or if you want us to believe the direction that a lot of K-pop companies are trying to take with saying that their idols are more authentic, with saying that they're having, you know, more to do with their music production and their choreography, and they're getting more involved in the creative process behind their groups. That gives us the impression that, oh, these groups are becoming more authentic day to day. Like the things that they do, maybe that's really their real personality showing through. Like, this is great. That fuels the parasocial relationships that then fuels the K-pop industry itself. But when you do something like this, you break the illusion. You're breaking the illusion, girl. Now we're all forcefully brought back into the reality. Oh, this whole thing is fake. This whole thing is fake because there's no way Sunghan doing something so normal was enough for him to get kicked out of the group and to have all of his hard work just thrown out. I love Toxicity and Impossible as much as the next girl because those songs are really good. But the decisions of a company eclipsing, like, the creative teams behind this, the producers, the lyricists, the instrumentalists, the choreographers, like all of the people, like the creative directors, the photographers, like the directors of their music videos, the people developing their concepts, developing them as artists. You are eclipsing all of the hard work that all of these people are doing by undermining what you are trying to portray with this group, by making a horrible decision like kicking him out of the group, definitely. So I'm just saying, SM, you'll get what's coming to you. I don't know. RIIZE, I think, is big enough for this to actually have an impact on SM as a company. At least I would hope so, because this is a crazy thing for them to do. I don't agree with it. A lot of people don't agree with it. And I feel like actually maybe they're just pandering to a very small portion of K fans here. I can't imagine that most K fans were actually upset about this. Maybe they were. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. But I feel like a lot of the times when these uproars happen, it's like a very small but very loud and angry subsection of people on the internet who are just mad. I think maybe these companies should stop listening to y'all. They've just made a horrible decision for the future of RIIZE. Maybe RIIZE will bounce back from this. I think that probably, honestly, they will, because people have short memories and they might not remember just how this whole situation was in even like a couple of years, right? But jeopardizing your talent like that, throwing away your talent like that, like, what does that say about you as a company if you are not willing to defend an artist that you spent God knows how much time developing? You spent resources on him because you believed in him, and this was enough to get him kicked out? I don't know. I don't know. It's giving you have no backbone. If you're falling to your knees in front of a couple protest trucks, come on.
You're really thinking about it, you know what gets me about these funeral wreaths especially? Without saying, the fact that these funeral wreaths exist at all in this context, ludicrous, totally ludicrous. And it wasn't until I saw the videos of those twerps doing the little dancey dances being like in front of them that I got to see these up close and I realised these are good quality wreaths. So I curiously start looking for information about how much this could have cost them. People more informed than I online said that at the minimum, these people must have spent at least £75,000 on all of those wreaths, which is, say it with me, ludicrous. We've seen how much people are willing to shell out when it comes to birthday projects. I've seen many, being a BTS ARMY for 5 years. I've seen trains wrapped from end to end. I've seen big 3D interactive displays in their hometowns. I've seen planes in the sky sending messages. I've seen the Burj Khalifa lit from top to bottom. I've seen entire skylines of skyscrapers lit up just for a member's birthday. And however you feel about that being a waste of money or not, it is for something that is a celebration. It is to say we love this person, we are grateful for this person, we support them. You just want to make them smile. You want to make them feel special. And I don't see anything wrong with that. But this having been such an expense to do something that is so negative, that is so petty, and obviously the fact that it's funeral wreaths with someone who is living is insidious. Like, you look at the videos of these people, and don't get me wrong, they look jobless. They look like losers, proper losers, by how gleeful they are. Like, are you okay? As of course a trick question. We know they're not okay, and I also don't care. We know well enough this breed of loser that does these sort of things, that make these public stunts, that they think they're doing something, right? But in the past it's been restricted to just online hate, to keyboard warriors, which is sadly free and accessible to anyone. Or at a push, it's the rusty crusty truck outside the management building. The rusty crusty truck, I understand on an economical level. When I think about those trucks, I can visualize more clearly the kind of person that hires them, because it's the very definition of jobless. They genuinely can't afford anything else. I'm confident that I know of a good degree of accuracy how much those kind of trucks cost to send around, because I do that in my job here in the UK. I've run it for campaigns. I know how much it costs to hire the more state-of-the-art digital trucks to toot around somewhere for a few days to a week. When you see the rusty crusty truck that looks like it's about to be retired, like the wheels are about to fall off that thing, it just makes more sense in my mind that is all people can cobble together for this thing they think is so important and so worth making a statement about. 75 grand on some wreaths. That is a down payment on a house. That is a dream wedding. That is a holiday of a lifetime. Or it's 1,000 with care hand arranged wreaths that are going in the bin after a few days, that have functioned as nothing more than an embodiment of someone's malice and close-mindedness. I have so many questions as to how many screws are loose in their noggins. And of course, the situation is horrible and disgusting, and my heart goes out to Seunghwan and everyone else that has been pulled into the fire of these people and their weird behaviour. If I can find any way to make fun of these people and really just talk about how foolish and stupid they are, that's what I'm going to do. Because something tells me the reason why these people do these sorts of things and think they are so important is because they've got no other outlet to make themselves feel good. They've got no other outlet to make themselves feel important. They are people of complete inconsequence in their lives. And the only mechanism that they feel is left to them to make themselves feel important and make them feel warm inside is by doing something like this. What a sad existence. Think of the therapy bills that you could have paid for with that money. If only instead of doing this to fill the vacuous hole where their soul is meant to be, they had instead bought starter packs in one of those MLM schemes that turn out to be a quasi-religious cult that give you a false sense of belonging and security, and then suck out all your livelihood and self-worth until you're completely compliant to them and their whims, and then you actually have no mechanism out and you're just trapped, and then you just live a very sad existence. If only.
Like, this story is crazy. The fact that this story became my For You page is crazy. But let me know what you think about this story down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. Yeah, on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. So for me personally, in my own head, I don't understand. First of all, I don't even understand when people get so so sucked into this parasocial relationship, and to the extent of where the person has a life outside of what you know online or as an idol, like they say. And one of the most crazy people that I've seen and I've known are this K-pop fans. Like the extreme they go for it. Like I personally I can't understand it. Like honestly, if you are one, no disrespect to you, but I personally I really can't understand it. Really. Why so much worship on this K-pop fans? They're actors, they are this, especially when you're not even a Korean. Like, what is it? Like, it's a big deal. If you don't know, here in Nigeria, it's a big deal in Nigeria for like they literally worship the ground, the K-pop with. But the main conversation here, I know I'm talking about like, but the main conversation here is cyberbullying and general bullying of around parasocial relationship. And clearly, this young man has seen these things done, and I can only imagine what that does to his mental health, where he's seeing like something that was normal, something that was part of his life, of who he is as a person, is being used against him in this type of way. And for me, this just really shows how some culture, I usually say this thing, especially to people in Nigeria that are so soaked up with this K-pop, K fans drama. Like, if you only know how this society, the K-pop society, Korea society works, and how they created an image for themselves, and how I feel like there's a word I'm looking for, how hypocrisy they are, how like they just want is a facade for them. Like you're going to see them in a different way. And the crazy thing that I see this through their movies and know that how it's been so created that everything has to be perfect, a certain way, clean. Why? And for me, that's not a society I want to live. And for you to take a young man down for doing something that it seemed like a normal thing, having a girlfriend, smoking. Honestly, was there more to it? Because I was looking for somebody to say something like, oh, he did something else than other than just those two things. It doesn't make sense that has led to so much hate on him that some group of people are really wishing him to unalive. Like, and this is where like, and I understand these are young audience, these are young people, but find something better to do with your time, find something better to do with your money. Spending over $100,000 on funeral flowers, my brain is not clicking. What? Do you know how many lives that money could save at a time where there's a global economy crisis? But rather, you rather do it maliciously to get at somebody that literally did nothing. The word is nothing wrong. I really feel like I think I'm happy that a lot of people are really speaking up, and hopefully this is really addressed, and I hope this young man has good people around him that is not helping him fall into that deep hole, because this can really mess up with somebody's mental. And this is how why when I talk about social media, and some people come for me like, oh, you don't give credit to creators you use, is that you really can control how people respond to certain things, and how far people are going to go. You really don't have control over it. And this is like, for me it's so disturbing, and for me is that one thing I dreaded a lot of. Something I'm going to post is going to just trickle down to hate on somebody. Only God knows the first person that posted that thing, and maybe the person even posted like, oh, it's just normal, just him having a girlfriend, him just smoking, and somebody ran with it. For me, I feel like being a content creator and creating this type of content, for me, that is one of my biggest fear, creating content, because sometimes the hate, you can't control it. As much as you come to you will not be able to control it. So yeah, my heart goes out to him, and I hope he's fine, and I hope people try to be good to other people, and I hope people try to consider other people and treat people with love, with respect. Because if you have love and respect in your heart and treat another, you will not do this to another human being. Like, this is just so disgusting, honestly. Even the company not even protecting him, even more disgusting. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this story, this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thought. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.